English Podcast Official, hosted by Ram.
And you're Sia.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Podcast Official, the podcast where we learn to be kind to ourselves while learning English. I'm Ram.
And I'm Sia. We are so happy to have you here with us. So, Ram, how has your week been?
Honestly, a little chaotic. I had a couple of days where my morning routine just completely fell apart, and I felt the difference all day. My focus was just gone.
I know that feeling so well. It's like your brain is a web browser with way too many tabs open and none of them are loading properly.
Yes, that's it exactly. You feel busy all day, but at the end of it, you feel like you accomplished nothing. It's a very hollow feeling.
It really is. It actually made me really excited for the topic we're discussing today. We're tackling that one word that many people find incredibly boring: routine.
We hear routine and we think of something that is restrictive, that is the opposite of freedom and creativity. We picture a boring, repetitive life, like a robot.
We think it's for people who aren't spontaneous. But we're going to argue today that a good routine doesn't trap you. It actually sets you free.
It's the secret weapon for feeling more focused, more creative, and more in control of your life. A good routine automates the necessary decisions so your brain has more energy for the fun, creative stuff.
And if you're someone who has tried to build a routine and failed 100 times, this episode is for you. We're going to share gentle, practical ways to build a routine that actually serves you instead of feeling like a prison.
Let's dive in.
Okay, tip number 1, and this is the most important starting point: start absurdly small.
Yes, the biggest mistake we make is trying to build the perfect routine all at once. We watch a video and think, okay, from tomorrow, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m., meditate, journal, exercise, and study English for an hour, all before work.
And that lasts for maybe 2 days. Then we feel like a total failure and give up completely, and we decide routines just aren't for us.
Right. The guilt from failing is worse than not trying at all.
The key is to start so small, it feels almost ridiculous. You have to be willing to look unambitious to yourself.
Your goal isn't to change your life overnight. Your goal is to build one new habit that is too easy to fail at.
Like, what's one thing? Your new morning routine could just be drinking a glass of water before you have your coffee. That's it. That's the whole routine.
Exactly. Because you're not trying to build the habit of drinking water, you're trying to build the habit of keeping a promise to yourself.
When you do that one small thing, your brain gets a tiny hit of success and says, hey, I can do this. It builds trust in yourself.
So for our English learners, don't start with, I'll study for an hour every day. Start with, I will open my notebook every day. That's it. You don't even have to write anything, just open it.
The action itself is the win. You are showing up for yourself.
It's about building the muscle of consistency, not the muscle of effort. The smallest step taken every day is more powerful than a huge effort made once a month.
And once you have that one tiny habit, you can use our next tip, which is a great way to bring order to the chaos. Tip number 2, bookend your day.
I love this idea. Life is unpredictable, right? The middle of your day, work, family, appointments, it can be messy. You can't control all of it.
But you can almost always control the very beginning and the very end of your day. The first 15 minutes after you wake up and the last 15 minutes before you go to sleep.
These are your bookends. They hold your day together like shelves hold books.
So your morning bookend could be simple. No phone for the first 15 minutes. That's the big rule, and it's the hardest one. Our brains crave that hit of new information.
But that's why it's so powerful. When you don't look at your phone, You get to decide what your first thought of the day is. You're not immediately reacting to someone else's email or news.
You are being intentional, not reactive. You just stretch, drink your water, and maybe listen to one song. It's a calm, purposeful start.
And your evening bookend could be putting your phone on the charger across the room, tidying your desk for just 2 minutes, and reading one single page of a book.
Not a whole chapter, one page. It signals to your brain that productivity is over and rest has begun.
I think people underestimate the power of this. Having that evening bookend helps you sleep better because your brain isn't still trying to solve work problems. You've officially closed the day.
When you control the bookends, it gives your whole day a sense of structure and peace, even if the middle was total chaos. It's like telling your brain, we started with intention and we're ending with intention. We're in control.
It's a game changer. Don't worry about the whole day. Just win the morning and win the evening.
Okay, this is so practical, and tip number 3 builds on this perfectly. It's called link your habits, or habit stacking.
This is a famous technique, and it's so powerful. The formula is simple. After I, blank, current habit, I will, blank, new habit.
You attach a new desired habit to something you already do automatically. You don't need to create motivation from nothing.
Right, so you already brush your teeth every morning, right? That's a strong existing habit. So you can link a new habit to it.
For example, after I brush my teeth, I will do 10 squats. Or for English learners, after I pour my first cup of coffee, I will review 3 vocabulary flashcards.
Not 20, just 3. Keep it small.
It works because your existing habit acts as the trigger for the new one. You don't have to remember to do it. Your brain just automatically flows from one to the next.
You're using your brain's existing pathways to build new ones. It's like paving a road that's already there.
And you can even stack bad habits in a funny way. Like a friend of mine decided he wanted to stop checking social media so much, so he made a rule, before I can open Instagram, I have to do 10 push-ups.
Haha, that's brilliant. Suddenly the habit has a cost, so you think twice about doing it.
So think about your day. What do you already do without thinking? Put on your shoes, make breakfast, wash the dishes? Link one tiny new English habit to one of those. It's the easiest way to build consistency.
I love how these tips are about working with our brains, not against them. And that leads us to tip number 4, which is about making all of this even easier. Design your environment.
Yes, this is huge. Your environment is more powerful than your willpower, especially when you're tired. If you want to change your behavior, change your space.
You want to make the good choice the easy choice. Make the path of least resistance lead to your good habits.
Exactly. If you have a bag of chips on your desk, you're going to eat chips, not because you have weak willpower, but because the environment is designed for chip eating.
But if you have a bowl of fresh apples on your desk, you're more likely to eat an apple. You want to make your good habits incredibly easy and your bad habits just a little bit harder.
We call this adding or removing friction.
So how does this look for English learners? If you want to read more in English, don't hide the book on a shelf. Put it on your pillow. You literally have to move it to go to sleep. That's brilliant.
That's removing
Or if you want to
friction
practice
for
with
your
an
good
English
habit.
learning
It's
app
right
first
there.
thing in the morning, move it to the front screen of your phone and move all the social media apps into a folder on the last screen.
And that's adding friction to the habits you want to do less.
This applies to your digital environment too. If you want to focus, close the 20 extra tabs in your browser. Have a clean desktop. A cluttered digital space leads to a cluttered mind.
Stop trying to force yourself to be disciplined and instead design an environment where discipline is the easiest option. Let your space do the heavy lifting for you.
Okay, this next one is especially for people who work from home or struggle to switch off. Tip number 5, create a shutdown ritual.
Ooh, this is a big one. At the end of the workday, it can be hard to mentally leave work. You're still checking emails on your phone, still thinking about that one task.
And your brain never gets the signal that the day is done, so it can't fully relax.
A shutdown ritual is a short series of actions, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, that you do every single day to mark the end of your work. It's a clear boundary.
So your ritual could be, first, you check your calendar for tomorrow. Second, you write down your top 3 priorities for the next day so they're out of your head. Third, you tidy your desk. And fourth, you close your laptop and say out loud, "And now, the workday is done."
Saying it out loud is so powerful. It makes it official. That simple routine prevents work from bleeding into your personal time, which reduces stress and prevents burnout.
It's a gift you give to your future self so you can be more present with your family and friends in the evening.
It's another bookend, really. It gives your day a clean, satisfying finish.
Exactly. And that brings us to tip number 6. Your routine must serve you, so be flexible.
Yes, people think a routine is a rigid prison, that if you miss one day, you failed and you have to start over from zero.
That all or nothing thinking is so destructive.
A good routine isn't a prison, it's a home base. It's a safe, peaceful place you can always return to.
Adding to the analogy, life happens. You'll get sick, you'll travel, you'll have busy days. You will break your routine. The goal is not to never break it.
The goal is to simply come back to it the next day without guilt or judgment. The master isn't the one who never falls. It's the one who always gets back up, quickly and kindly.
Don't miss twice in a row. That's a good rule. Missing one day is an accident. Missing 2 days is the start of a new unwanted habit.
It's the difference between a break and quitting. A break is intentional rest. Quitting is giving up. Don't confuse the two. It's okay to take a break.
So be kind to yourself. Your routine is a tool to make your life better, not another thing to feel bad about. Aim for consistency, not perfection.
And that actually leads us to a final bonus tip for today. Tip number 7, the power of saying no.
Ooh, that's a tough one for a lot of people. How does that connect to a routine?
Well, a routine helps you define your priorities. It shows you what is important to you. And once you know what is important, it becomes much easier to see what isn't.
Exactly. Your routine gives you a reason to say no. When someone asks you to do something that conflicts with your planned study time, you don't have to say, "I don't want to."
You can say, "Thank you for the offer, but that's my dedicated time for my English goal."
Summarizing the core idea, it's not about being rude. It's about protecting your energy and your focus. Every yes you give to someone else is a no you give to one of your own priorities.
A routine makes those priorities clear. It turns a vague, "I should study more," into a specific, "I am studying from 7 to 7:30. It makes your time real, and it's easier to protect something real.
I love that. Be kind to yourself, but also protect your time. Okay, and to help you learn some of the key words we used in this discussion, we're now going to hand it over to our vocabulary guide, Maruti.
Thank you, Ram and Sia. Hello, everyone. Let's test your knowledge from today's episode. I will say each word, then I'll pause so you can think of the meaning and the example. Let's begin. Restrictive. Meaning, limiting or preventing freedom. Example, some people find a strict schedule too restrictive. Intentional. Meaning, done on purpose. Example, she starts each day with an intentional act of gratitude. Momentum. Meaning, the force that keeps a habit moving forward. Example, once you start, it's easier to build momentum. Friction. Meaning, resistance that makes an action harder to do. Example, to reduce friction, I prepare my gym clothes the night before. Ritual. Meaning, a series of actions performed in a set order. Example, her evening ritual helps her to disconnect from work. Bookend. Meaning, to mark the start and finish of something. Example, he likes to bookend his day with 5 minutes of reading. Consistency. Meaning, the quality of doing something in a similar way over time. Example: in language learning, consistency is the real secret to success. Sustainable. Meaning, able to be maintained or continued over a long period. Example: instead of an intense 3-hour workout, he chose a sustainable 30-minute daily walk. Procrastination. Meaning, the act of delaying or postponing a task or set of tasks. Example: procrastination is the biggest enemy of building a new habit. Burnout. Meaning, a state of physical or emotional exhaustion caused by prolonged stress. Example: working 12-hour days without rest led to his complete burnout.
Thanks, Maritzi. Consistency over intensity. That's really the theme for this whole episode, isn't it?
It really is. A routine isn't about a revolutionary change overnight. It's about small, gentle choices that, over time, completely reshape your life. It's about building a system that supports you, especially on the hard days.
Remember, your daily routine is a form of self-respect. It's you telling yourself that your peace, your goals, and your energy are worth protecting. It's a foundation you build for yourself, brick by tiny brick.
And it's not about being a robot. It's about automating the necessary things so that you can free up your mind and energy for the things that truly matter, like creativity, connection, and joy.
We would love to hear from you. What is one small, simple part of your daily routine that brings you a little bit of peace? Let us know in the comments.
Thank you for joining us on the English Podcast Official.
Until next time, keep learning and keep being kind to yourself. Goodbye for now.